Hi, welcome to Yoga with an RMT. I'm Dina. Thanks for joining me today. I am at Balance and Tranquility once again in this beautiful space. If you don't know about it, they have all sorts of amazing things to experience here. There's loads of practitioners, there's a salt cave, all sorts of amazing things. So if you don't know about it, I encourage you to go over to balanceandtranquility.com and check us out. Today's short little sequence here is all about finding range of motion through the hips. So join me seated on the mat. We're gonna bring our legs out in front, feet on the mat, hands behind you. And we're just gonna rock our legs back and forth, little windshield wiper here. Just warming up the hip, finding some movement. Take notice here about how you're feeling through the hips today. Take notice if maybe the knees fall a little bit more to one side than the other, noticing any kind of imbalances. Simple rock back and forth here. All right, let's even it out each side here. Come back to center. Bring the bottoms of your feet together in butterfly, so your feet can be as far away or as close as you need here to find comfort. Sit up nice and tall. And we're just gonna pulse the legs. Again, just waking up through the hips here. Notice how it feels. Come into stillness here, and if it feels good to you today, push down through your forearms and use them to push those knees down even further. Just a slight forward bend here. Take one more breath in and breathe out, come back to sitting. Good. We're gonna lift the right leg here. We're gonna cradle it like a baby. So basically your foot goes into your elbow crease on your left arm, and we're just gonna hold it, like I said, you're kind of holding the baby here. And we're just gonna use this arm to rock this hip back and forth. You can even make little circles here. Play around and find out what feels good or what doesn't feel good. So again, today is all about just waking up those tissues, stretching them out a little bit and finding a little bit more range of motion. Okay, take one more breath in here. And on your breath out, release that leg down. We'll go to the other side, so pick up the left leg. Place that left foot in the crease of the right arm. And again, just rock it back and forth here. You can go for little circles, one way, then the other. Notice how this side might feel a little bit different than the other. Couple more breaths here. Good, and on your next exhale, release that foot back to the mat. Okay, bringing both feet out in front again. This time we're gonna take them a little bit wider than before and just allow your legs to fall to the left here. So this is almost like we're in like a 90-90 pose here. Hands are gonna go behind you, and we're just gonna roll through to the right side. Place your left hand on your hip, and we're gonna lift all the way up. So really feeling that stretch through the front of the leg, through the front of the hip here. Place your bottom back down on the mat, roll to the other side, and lift that right hip up. We're gonna do this back and forth, let's say about 5 times each. So lift, just nice and gentle movements, lifting the right hip, roll through the right. And if you find a spot that feels good, if this feels good, feel free to just hang out in that position for a little bit. Let's even it out here. Do one more each side. And last one here. Good. Come back to sitting. You're gonna bring the right leg in front of the left leg. So this is like a modified fire log pose here. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, and then taking it forward here. So you want to try and keep that spine as straight as you can. So if that means you only get to about here, Great. Wherever you start to feel that stretch, just hold there and breathe into that right hip. Take one more breath here. And as you breathe out, begin to straighten yourself back up. Let's switch legs. So left leg is out in front, right leg is closer to the body. Sit up nice and tall, find length through the spine, and again, begin to walk those hands forward. And again, this side might be totally different. You could get to about here, and if that feels good, great. Stay there. If not, you can take it down a little bit lower. It depends on how you're feeling today and how mobile the hips are. Breathe right into that left hip. Take one more breath in, and as you breathe out, begin to straighten back up. Great. Let's take it forward, so bellies to the mat. Here we're going to do a little bit of nerve flossing. So we're going to come into Sphinx pose to start, okay? So elbows are underneath shoulders, and we're sitting up nice and tall. So big opening through the chest here. So what we want to watch for is that we're not collapsing through. Everything is nice and held, okay? From here, we're going to bend the right knee. And as we do, we're going to lift our chin up to the ceiling. And as we lower that knee, we lower our chin down towards the mat. Bending the left this time, chin up, and lower. Right side, lift, and lower. Left side, lift, and lower. A few more times each side, lift right, and lower. Left, chin to ceiling, and lower. Right side lift, and lower, left, and lower. Let's do one more time each side, right, and lower, and last time on the left. Good. Let's release down towards the mat. Arms can either be out in front, or we can stack the hands on top to place the chin on top. We're going to bend that right knee, coming in for a half frog pose. A pretty big hip opener here, so just take it to your edge. You don't need to push through anything. We're here for 2 breaths. And on your next breath out, take that right leg back to the mat. And breathing in, taking the left leg up. So a major opening through the front of the hip here. Half frog pose. One more breath in, and as you breathe out, return that leg back. Okay, return to a seated position. Taking the feet out in front again, feet on the floor, and we're just going to come back into those windshield wipers again. So take notice from now and from the beginning to now, whether those hips feel a little bit looser or if they're feeling less tight, less tender. One more time each side, 1 and 2. Good. After this, take some time to get up and walk around and see if you notice any difference through the hips. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this helps. Namaste.